All right, what's up? Welcome to January 17th's Why Your Server Hates You podcast. I have John again with me. I was going to say on the panel, like there's more people than that. No, just we're just chilling. Anyway, the topic of the night is cheap fucking people. And when you're a server, you don't like cheap fucking people. And the only cheap people you really like, or even though I bitch about seniors a lot, seniors who are really fucking geezerly old, like fucking, you know, first season of Walking Dead, like, you know, how they walk and shit. And, you know, because they're on a fixed income and they might not even know where they're at. And so, you know, sometimes it's cute. And a lot of these seniors, one thing to watch out when you're a server, if you drop the bill off and they go, "Can I get a pen from you?" And I'm like, "Oh, okay, what are you doing here, buddy?" And usually that's the case of they're fucking already think they gave you their credit card, and you'll see them right on the itemized receipt, like, tip, and they'll walk away and go, "Hey, buddy, you gotta pay for this shit, man. You just can't just abracadabra." You ever get that shit if you're caught people doing that?
Or even worse, they try to give you their Blockbuster card.
Oh my
and you're
God.
like, I wish I could take this, but we're not dealing with movies right now.
Oh man, and so you know that's cute. It's not like I've caught bitches try to walk out, and I don't think they did it on purpose. They're just dumb. They're like, "Oh, we went to the bathroom. I totally thought I paid, but actually, I don't know why I was thinking about this because it's fucking football season. I don't really give a shit about football, but I don't want to talk about this too much." Now, is the Huskies? I see people wearing Huskies jersey. Is that a football team?
Yeah.
Okay. Word up to all you fucking people out there. If you're fat or a fat chick, don't wear a fucking Huskies jersey. All right? If someone, because you know, someone with tunnel vision might think you're fucking advertising. What the fuck? Anyway, back to the cheap people thing. And you know, and they'll, as we're talking about geezers, yeah, they're, you know, I can understand that. Or sometimes you'll have some very sweet person who doesn't need much or eats something simple. Yeah, they tip within there or whatever. But there's some people who look at it like, why should I owe you this shit? And you've seen that religious thing about how those people are giving, you know, we talked about the fake monies on the, you know,
Jesus cards.
Yeah, the Jesus cards. I think the worst is, I was working with this girl. She was really fucking cool. I'm not going to mention the name, but she was serving this table and they gave her a free round of paintball. And she opens it, and the tab was like over $100, right? And she opens it and she goes, "The fuck is this?" And the guy heard her and he was totally offended by it. She goes, "I don't play this. Like everyone's gonna play in, you know, I'm not gonna lie, paintball is fun as shit, but I mean, that's an expensive ass sport." True. You basically gave her an obligation. You know, she can play a free game, but she's got to rent the guns, rent the paintballs. Like, she'd fucking do that. You know what I mean? And yeah, that's fucking stupid. And I remember I knew someone who worked at Applebee's, and they said these people would come in, and I think they were theater people or someone equally as fucking annoying, or theater. And they would tip them. No, it was someone who worked for the fucking local movie cinema. They came in, and they always tipped their server in free movie tickets. And, you know,
that one's not so bad.
Not so bad.
There's always a movie out there for someone.
Right,
generally.
But still, it's just like, there should be something that's discussed.
I still can't feed myself over this, you know.
Right. I could see if, I don't know, if I did some service for them. I don't know, I worked on cars and I went over to their house and just helped them as a friend and they gave me a movie ticket. Okay, I get that. That's a barter of whatever. But you're coming to my business. I don't come into your movie theater and be like, "Here's a fucking cheeseburger. I'm going to walk in here." You know, is that cool, dude? Not technically on the same thing, but speaking of cheap old people, we had this group of these 6 fucking geezers that come in, and they're all fucking annoying, and they all order their drinks at different times, which just makes you run back and forth more. And they call themselves something totally lame, like the Romeo's Club or something, because they're geezers. They find themselves funny that they're they say have a sexy name behind their.
It's like the guy's version of the Red Hat Club.
Oh fuck no, not as horrible as that. Okay. We'll get to that shit, but these fucking geezers, and one of them will be like, "I want a pizza and I want a box right away." And I'm always like, you know what? I'll bring you a fucking box that's geometrically appropriate for the last amounts you eat. Because if I bring you a big fucking box, it's touching the table. You might eat all the pizza except for 2 pieces, and I could give you a smaller box. And you're just going to ask for a smaller fucking box anyway. And believe it or not, when food hits the table, or to-go items, I don't fucking reuse them. It's a sanitation issue. I think it's fucking gross when people do that. And I know some white trash motherfuckers will come in and be like, "Oh, I don't care, I touch my dick," and fucking, you know, don't wash my hands and whatever. But anyway, these geezers came there, And, a lot of restaurants have senior discounts, which is usually 10% off the menu. And certain restaurants that vitalize point systems will have, a certain thing they got to sign up for. So if they don't sign up, they don't get the fucking geezer discount. And anyway, so if these people don't tell them they're a fucking geezer member, they will get charged a regular price. And if they tell them they're a geezer member, they get charged a extremely discounted price on the soda. But something happens is like when you ring them up normally and you hit the 10% button, it's not as much as the price. So there's a little dollar variance in this deal. And sometimes we get away with it just because I don't have time to go get a manager to make this disappear off my screen, all this shit. It's like if you're a senior and you need a discount, just say it fucking right away. That's fine. But they fucking don't. They go, oh, don't I look like I'm old to you? And it's like, hey, buddy, the only guess is I'm not going to take if chicks are pregnant anymore. Or if you're fucking old. I'm just going to just nip that in the butt so I don't fucking piss you off, That
was like another day when we were talking about trying to save people from over-ordering on themselves. It's like, no, we're done with that. We're not going to try to guess. Just let you go.
Yeah, just fuck it. And anyway, that happened. I was in a fucking hurry because they all forgot some card for their membership, and it was fucking annoying. I was already busy dealing with a bunch of assholes like them. And then, so I basically hit the 10% discount. It took a little off the soda, not as much as usual. That dickhead comes back a fucking month later and brings in coupons. He comes all the way just to bring in a coupon with $1 difference to get his fucking dollar back. It's like, I would be embarrassed, dude. If I buy fruit, I don't even take it back because, like, that's a gamble. If there's some brews I get in, like, I don't want to go back and look like an asshole. I'll take some back if it's a significant amount of money. But it's like $1. Not only are you going to look like a cheap fucking douchebag and an asshole doing this, and you already look like you have so much free time on your hands, but you're wasting fucking gas. You know what I mean? And you're not only that is that you're going to probably be paying more money on the gas, but you're an asshole who's on the road filling the road with cars we don't fucking need. We have too many assholes just driving around with no purpose, clogging the streets, driving like dumbasses, and they're old, so I'm sure they're driving like assholes. Anywho. It just like the worst places. Did I talk about the worst places to drive for seniors or for people, around seniors? Fucking supermarkets with delicatessens in them. A place for them they can just eat some mashed potatoes and gravy and just geese out and just it's like a bunch of stone hippies at a fucking one of those things called where they watch a trippy laser show. Raves. Or like a planetarium. Yeah. Sorry. Anyway, they're all spacing, and the scary thing about that is when you drive around the parking lots, you could see them behind their huge fucking car for some reason, and they don't look at you; they look through you because they're all on these fucking medications.
Eyes glazed over with cataracts.
It's like, God, I'd rather have a fucking methed out midget fucking behind the wheel, with a fucking heart on than this shit.
Methed out midget.
Or whatever, man.
That did it for me.
Oh, son of a bitch. Anyway. Yeah, see, to me, it's embarrassing to be totally cheap. And there's some times where I want to save money and I crunch my numbers and go here for something. And I use a coupon, fucking absolutely. I use coupons on fucking supplements because I spend over fucking $300 a month on them, which is outrageous, of course. But anywho, that's just the point. I mean, people, that's more likely, it's more justifiable than people eating fucking like 30 cheeseburgers a month from a fucking...
Yeah, true.
From a fancy restaurant.
So I did have one time at the place that we'd worked together for a short period where I had waited on this lady and she was by herself and she had a coupon that was expired and she showed it to me at the very end. And I told her, unfortunately, we weren't going to accept the coupon because it had expired several months past. It wasn't even a reasonable amount of time. And she asked me to go see if I could get a manager to approve it. And I was like, no, I know what they're going to say. This is a no. And she just took it and left. Well, the next week, I'd been promoted to a manager at this location, and she came in and sat down, and she had asked the server to speak to a manager. Well, I happened to be that manager at the time. So I went over and I started talking to her, and she was pleading her case on how the server, wouldn't go get a manager and that wouldn't accept the coupon. And I looked right at her this whole time as she's saying this, and I was like, you know what? I remember this incident with implicit detail because I was your server, and no, I won't accept your coupon. And I don't understand how you would be so oblivious to not realize that you're still talking to the same person. That kind of made my day, actually.
Well, do you know what's fucking weird about these people? Especially the fucking coupon fucking defense brigade, the people who want to use the most fucking whacked out, expired, bootleg fucking Mexican coupons or whatever.
It's like on printer paper made with an Excel spreadsheet.
A fucking napkin. A fucking stamp from a nightclub type of looking thing. But like, yeah, and they will fucking like, it's like a human rights issue for them. Like, they're like, oh, fucking, I'll drive 1,000,000 miles and fucking hire a babysitter and go there, make sure I get my fucking $5 off my shit. And it's like, you know, there's like gonna be a line you cross when you're like, you know, God. And people really should know how to fucking behave in places like this. And today was one of those days where everyone is fucking cheap as shit. And, you know, sometimes it's because maybe I'm an asshole to them, but today, no, there's no fucking reason for it. And, and you know, you ever, like, see a table and you kind of judge them?
Unfortunately, like, all the time.
Yeah,
but.
every fucking table. Every fucking table.
Yeah.
But sometimes when you get some dirty-ass fucking dude with wearing a fucking baseball hat and his fucking hair is all scraggly, and you're like, he's fucking missing part of his grill and shit, and he's like, hey, you got some Miller? It's like, yeah, he's probably not gonna load me up with a tip. He's probably gonna eat a bunch of shit.
I had that exact guy tonight, which is hilarious.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, I was just, we were talking about a story earlier today. We were trying to reminisce a little bit to see what we were going to talk about tonight, but it was, you know, a guy who had a steak and his wife ended up having this entree. I don't really care what it was, but they left me like $2 on a $60 tab. But I knew it was coming. Like, I knew it the whole time.
Yeah.
And especially when they start showering you with compliments at the very end of the meal, you're like,
kiss of death.
I know that's what you did that for. That's going to be a very low amount of money in there.
Oh, fucking hate that. I had these two assholes today where they said, oh, we're in a hurry. We only got a long time. It's lunch. And I'm like, okay, so I'm ready for you, man. Here's what I'll do. Just let me know, I mean, whatever you're ordering, I'll let you know if it's a duration more than 12 to 15 minutes. And as soon as your food gets here, I can just have the checks ready, whatever you got to do, you know. I'm like, yeah. And they're all so, like, nice and stuff. And they literally tip me just so little, just like $1 a piece type of shit. God, and this, you know what I hate is when fucking seniors will give me some, like today, they ordered a couple things, and they weren't that geezerly. They were just some bitches who were out just kind of hanging out and being fat and disgusting together or whatever. And these are the
husky sweater on.
Yeah, no, they just had these old bitches, and they're like fucking big dehydrated apricots. You know, they're just like, nah, and they'll wear like a sleeveless shirt and thinking that's okay.
So now you're not eating dry food.
Oh, dude, you know what? It's just like when they move their arms slightly, there's this fucking ripple of chafe, like a seismic tremor from Jurassic Park in a fucking glass of water. And they'll just be like, ugh. It's like, dude, if my arms look like fucking testicles, I would fucking cover them up. You know, I'd rather have a fucking burn or a penis tattoo on my fucking hand I fucking woke up with the next day. And anyway, and these are the type of weird bitches who will bring like a flower pot to the table or some kind of decoration. And every time I see that, it's like, oh, these bitches are going to be here a while.
Or a present that's unopened. All it takes is one. And that one present will be a 2-hour endeavor of opening it up and then talking about it.
Oh, God forbid you ask them for anything when all their drinks are low or their menus are down. And they'll be like, we're busy, you know, looking at each other's fucking gifts. Okay, that I get it, but what you fucking people don't know, if menus are down, that's a signal of you're ready. So when my boss sees that, he's thinking I'm fucking ignoring you.
Yeah.
And when all the drinks are low and you're doing that at the same time, it makes me look like a fucking asshole. For the same logic of like when they won't let me bust their plate.
Yeah.
And they got plates stacked everywhere. It's like, no, I want to look at my filth until my fat fucking wife is done. Or whatever.
I just keep picturing every time you say a fat woman, it's just this husky just sprinting across her chest. Just
Oh, I got a fat woman story. And this is funny because this is one of the tables where I was in a closing section and this one fat bitch comes in and she has her cleavage hanging out and it's like gross cleavage, not really wrinkly. It's just like she just has this look about her. She's chunky, which isn't really bad, but she just like, her dress looks like a fucking lamp. And it looks like something like, I don't know, she's stitched up. The same lady who is when she's at home, she's wearing a fucking shirt with a cat on it with 30 fucking like rhinestones she glued to it, that kind of shit, that kind of psychotic, weird, ugly shit. And anyway, she's sitting down and she's like, I'll have a diet soda. Of course you will. You suck 30 of them down, think you're doing something healthy. you know. And by the look of this person, she hasn't seen a penis probably fucking ever, right?
Ever.
And then so the new server came on, was kind of out of my section, so I'm like, okay, I'll transfer him to you. I just got this. So she goes, oh, I'm here now, I'll take it. I'm like, cool. And I wasn't getting rid of her because of this. Still happy to do this for her, you know what I mean? And anyway, and then her two googly, androgynistic looking, probably female friends came in, you know, the type that don't look like they dress like a lady. They just got off work wearing Carhartt shirts or some shit like that. And they come in, and then I kind of overhear, because there's a terminal right by there, so I overhear the lady talking about her fucking cat. But it's in a way, and I know a lot of friends of mine that really like their fucking cats, you know, whatever, I get it. That's cool. They're cute as shit. And they talk about them like kids, which, you know, this is weird, but she was talking about the cat like a fucking personal friend, like in a weird fucking creepy way, like, oh, Mr. Finnegas, he just didn't like that TV show, and we're gonna talk about his issues later. And just like talking about, I'm like, this bitch is fucking, or whatever. That's just kind of my mocking name of whatever he fucking calls this poor cat. He's probably dressed up in a sweater that's suffocating the life out of him.
He's trying to kill himself as we speak.
And this fucking bitch is like, oh my god, man. These urchins haven't seen the light forever. They're gonna be forever. And they literally, she transferred the table back over to me. I'm the closer, and they literally stayed there till close. And that was like a first day. It was like a 4 or 5 hour fucking jaunt, man.
Wow.
It was fucking creepy. You know, I have this uncle, and doesn't have fucking kids, or he's not my uncle, the aunt's husband, whatever the fuck. He doesn't have kids, right? And they have this little fucking dog, which, you know, little dogs to me are cute. I love, what are they called, Shiba Inus or Shina Ibus? They're fucking cool as shit. Anyway, he has this little fucking weird dog, and I like, I'm gonna go, disclaimer again, I do like little dogs. I like them bigger than big dogs. But he fucking talks to it like it's his kid, which is, I understand, I did with my lizard and plenty of animals, but he comes up to me, it's like, because I have kids, he's like, that's like my kid, right? It's like, seriously? And I'm like, yeah, I mean, you didn't use your genitalia against your wife's genitalia to create someone who might look like you and grow up and talk and learn languages and represent you in society, and you're, but I get your point. I get what you're saying. Let's not compare the two too much, but I get it. You take care of it, and you name it, you feed it, and you give a little more of a shit about it than I would. But just to be clear, you're fucking crazy. You don't have to worry about your dog sneaking out, doing fucking meth, taking your car and getting arrested.
And if that happened, I applaud your dog.
No shit. I'd be making a show about the fucking dog.
Right. So I'm gonna kind of move us back. I got another story on kind of cheap people. So
please.
I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with, local high schools being able to go around door to door, and they sell little cards that are coupons for restaurants or different various retail places in the local community. Well, usually these things will give you anywhere from free soda or extra foot long at the Subway. Well, this restaurant that I work out, it happens to give you 10% off. Well, she comes in, and every time she comes in, she just hands out these little cards like they're freaking candy to people. And we look at her, and it's like, that's fraud. Like, you're stealing from these high schools that are selling this to try to be able to support their sports programs, and you're just like, oh, here, have this 10% off coupon to everybody.
It's worth it for someone smiling at me for 5 seconds.
Right? Yeah. It's kind of offensive, too.
It is incredibly offensive.
And it happens more often than I would like to say. At least once a month she comes in and does this kind of crap. So it's like, how much is she actually therefore stealing from these people? So I guess it's not cheap, but so much as just a horrible person.
Yeah.
Maybe a little more way to put it.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
You should probably save that one for Dick of the Day. Or Dick of the
Week. We didn't do that last time. Dick of the Day, people who give out free fucking coupons constantly. Not even as a promotional tactic, as a pathetic, here you go tactic. Yeah, you just use this up. Like, especially breweries, now that there's more and more microbreweries, people are making different beers. So some of the attractions are having a free, what they call them, fleets or samplers or whatever. I love wine samplers. I think they're awesome. But they have beer samplers, so they have a bunch of different beers. You pay a flat rate. And some restaurants will just give out, or brewery, whatever the fuck, give out a bunch, free ones, have people come in, get a free fucking sample, no obligation to purchase or whatever the fuck. But they'll be drunk at some fucking party, like, oh, here's fucking 50 of them. And so all these people who've obviously been in your facility for years are like, oh, I got 5 of them. Oh, I'm going to pass them around to my buddy. It's like, oh, thanks, dicks. Now you're
give
gonna
you like 20 free samples of stuff. You were talking about another day about the guy that was talking about draft beer to go.
Oh yeah,
Do you remember that?
fucking
I had a
psycho.
guy come in and he was like, I really like vodka. Can I sample all the vodkas you have?
Depends on how many vodkas you have.
They're like, no, you can't. Like, I give you even just the littlest taste of a couple of these, and we're like 3. We're into a shot range, like instantly. And
Yeah, no shit.
That's massively illegal. I can't give out free liquor. You can't. No restaurant in the United States can give out free liquor to people.
Oh yeah, I never thought about that.
Yeah. So we just looked at him like, no, and he goes, well, I did it. He goes, no, you didn't. You didn't. You can't pull anything on me right now. You're not getting free vodka.
Give a sample of all your vodka. Nice, well played,
Yeah.
well
Good
played,
try,
my good
but
man.
no, we're not doing that for you today.
Oh, I hate when people come in. I've never been here before. Can I get free stuff? Or it's my birthday.
I had that tonight. It's my birthday, and they just look at you like, tell me the free stuff without me asking for it. And it's like, no, I'm gonna make you ask me for what's complimentary.
No shit.
I stand there and I'm like, oh, it's your birthday. Awesome. Would you like to take a look at the dessert menu? And they just wait and wait, and they're like, but it's his birthday. I was like, yeah. Like, don't you offer something free? Well, yes, we happen to do so. But I'm going to make you say that.
Oh my god, like they're trying to hypnotize you. And I always hate the obnoxious, like when it's some kid's fucking birthday and the mom will go, oh, it's his birthday. It's like, you want me to fucking strip for him? Fuck you.
You should start doing that next time. Just start undoing buttons. Like, oh, that's not what we're doing here. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's why I need stripper pants. I wanted to get stripper pants anyway, just in case I was at the bank and they're like, do you have an ID? And I'd be like, here's my ID. Ka-chow.
So we talked about, or at least you had referenced this before, was people coming into restaurants and they order a lot of to-go. Coming in for to-go items and it kind of slowing down the whole process, especially during like busy nights, Friday nights.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, we get a guy that orders something to go at least 3 times a week. And there's always people that put in that effort to be able to make that to-go order be proper for you, just like serving.
Oh, fuck yeah. Absolutely.
And they're kind of anticipating at least some sort of reciprocation for that action, form of tip. Now, I can understand you're not getting a 4-course meal style service. I'm not, offering wines and talking about specific entrees to you, but if you shaft that person, it still goes against their sales.
Oh, absolutely.
And their
does.
sales are still reflected on tipping out to bussers and bartenders. So if you come in and order a to-go order and you don't tip, you're being a super cheap person and costing that person to pay for your meal. And that's kind of bad.
Oh, that's fucking horrible. Especially those huge fucking to-go orders. Did we ever talk about that? Those huge to-go orders from fucking like farm. Oh yeah,
Doctor's office calls in. There's like 50 to-go items before you even open. So the people that walk in first have to wait like a half an hour to be able to get that to-go order out for people that don't even want to come in.
And they're sort of titled about it, just like we're fucking, Chris Angel, just make it fucking pop out. Yeah, I hate everything about to-go orders. I hate everything about answering the fucking phone at a restaurant. Like, I thought I was a server. Evidently, I'm a fucking secretary. It's like, I don't answer fucking phones. I take care of guests. I don't sit here and, like the people who call up and ask you, what's on your menu? Oh, fucking that shit. We talked about that before, but that pisses me the fuck off.
Well, at least, at the place that you're at least residing in now, but the place that I'm at, let me rephrase, is a little bit smaller, so we get a lot of people trying to call the owner personally.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ, that poor guy.
Is this person there? And you're like, well, no, but now I have to take a message. So literally I've turned into a secretary, especially during the week in this regard. Or people will come in and be like, well, so-and-so, referencing the owner's name that I'm trying not to say, said that I can do this. And it's like, well, she's not here. And if you don't have anything in writing and I can recognize her signature, I can't do this for you. I just don't have that power. Well, it's like, why are you going to argue with the server that apparently doesn't have the power to make these sort of decisions?
Yeah, no shit.
Oh man, that just brought up another story, cheap people. Oh man. Alright, so waiting on a table and they all ordered steaks. It's 2 older couples. I guess it's all old people today.
Yeah, because it was fucking
it's just
Friday.
A trend, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well usually it's Sundays with chowder.
Oh, the church freaks.
Oh, it's church freaks. Back it up. So they ordered the steaks, and they all come out. I come up after they'd had about the 2-minute 2-bite check back that all servers should be aware of, and see how the steaks are cooked. And everybody at the table said, "Oh, everything is cooked awesome. It's tasting great." And then you come back, 5 minutes later, 10 minutes later, when everything's done and you're trying to offer dessert, and they're like, "Well, my steak was overcooked. He didn't like his steak. She didn't like her steak." And you look at him, you're like, "Well, what happened when I came by the first time and you'd all actually tried everything and told me it was good? What changed? That steak undercook itself or overcook itself while I walked away? No, it didn't." So the guy looked at him and he goes, "Since 3 people didn't enjoy their steaks, I'd like to negotiate 3 free desserts."
Like he had this fucking pre-planned.
I don't think I can do that. And he goes, "Well, yeah, you can make that decision." And I was like, No, I can't make the decision to give you free food. This is not my restaurant. I don't pay all the employees here. I'm an employee. It was bad. And then, you're going to go talk to your manager and you're going to tell them what's going on. What are they going to tell you to do? You're going to tell them to give them at least 1 free dessert just to get them happy.
Pretty much.
And that's what the guy wanted the whole time. That's what he wanted the whole time. But he was lying. It puts servers in such a bad situation. Yes, I do judge you at that point. I really hope you get hit by a car when you play that game when you leave the restaurant.
Dude, I hate the fucking bitches that don't listen to you. I had these 2 fucking bitches. Fat bitch and bitch who just had fucking kid and had a baby, come in and, I'm not talking too much shit about that. Fuck, I just had a kid. But, they can't, but I don't hang out in loiter places and be a total cockbag to people because I have a kid. I'm just, anyway, they bring him in, and which is usually a signal they're going to be here for a while. They could be nice, could be not nice. Balls in your court, but there were these bitches they were just indecisive about the beer they wanted. I go, "Hey, do you want to try anything? What do you want?" They're like, they're looking at each other like they're just fucking under an interrogation lamplight. And one was kind of like that. The other one's kind of just annoyed, like, just not listening to me, not even looking at me, that type of shit. And she's like, "Oh, we'll take this, and then I guess we'll just share it." And I go, "Yeah, sure, do that." And then I got him the beer and actually went a little above, and I said, I got him a couple samples of things I think they might like, because they didn't really know what the fuck they were talking about. Anyway, I bring them the beer, and they go, "Oh, you said you were going to split it for me." I go, "It never really happened. But anyway, do you want me to bring another glass? I could physically pour it." They're just like, "No, I don't know." And they're just kind of just like, just not even looking. They're just into each other's shit, and they were there for like 3 fucking hours. It was a fucking annoying. And I mean, I didn't really have a point. That wasn't a cheap people point. Because they weren't really that cheap with me. They were just fucking bitches with me. And very entitled. And, oh, fuck, dude. I had a story, and I totally spaced it. That's what fucking happens, because there's so many bam, 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 bam. Oh.
I'm going to jump into one. Not really cheap, but I'm going to go with a little more of a ultimate class at a table.
Oh, I like where this is going.
So, we had a woman, she came in, and she was the type of lady that, to breastfeed the child, she just pops the tit out right in front of everybody, no blanket, just straps the baby right on top of that tit, and just letting it fly. Got people, outside the window trying to check out this woman as her breast is just hanging out.
Oh, really? They're trying to, check it out?
It was awkward.
Oh, weird.
The classy part of this, though, was while she's doing this, she has a martini in her other hand.
Oh, my God, yeah!
And I'm not going to judge a new mother from having a drink every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
One martini didn't even really upset me, but when the third one came out and the baby's still sucking on the tit, I now have an issue. That is horrible.
It's like the scene from Basketball.
I can't tell you, you're being a horrible person and getting your child drunk right now on just sheer amounts of vodka.
Oh, man. That's so funny.
At least they'll sleep well tonight, I guess.
Yeah, what's weird is I've heard a lot of rumors saying that, when you drink when you breastfeed, it goes into the baby's milk, but actually that's not really true, because there's a lot of doctors that say that's not really true, and it's just a rumor that started so people wouldn't do that, but because it goes in your bloodstream and shit. But still, it's still irresponsible as shit just being in a restaurant just slamming them down while you're holding the fucking kid. Because, dude, and I wonder, because actually we're looking this up because we're wearing the fucking same thing, because I always heard that shit too. I always heard it was they get the baby drunk, and I was watching that League episode where the mom was breathalyzing that one fucking bitch, and but I don't fucking trust doctors anyway, man. They all seem full of shit to me. I remember last time I went to the doctor, I researched the shit out of this before I even went there. Then when I was asking them questions about it, I absolutely knew. Sometimes they'll be like, "Oh, let me be right back," and they go fucking hit Google somewhere else and come back I don't know, man. Oh shit. We're going to cut the first part of the segment. We'll continue. with this topic. Stay tuned.